Hi, everyone. I'm Cassandra Falby. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist in California. I see clients in California, Michigan, and Oregon. And I'm here with fellow colleague Barbara Israels. Barbara, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Fantastic. Well, I'm really excited because Barbara is a licensed marriage and family therapist as well, and she specializes in working with couples. Barbara, can you share a little bit about who you are?
Sure. I've been practicing for a long time, specializing in couples issues, particularly affair recovery. And throughout California, I work virtually. So I'm seeing people up the state, down the state, and working with couples in that way.
Fantastic. Love it. Love it. Okay, so today we're going to be talking a little bit about the topic is two people, four conversations. All right, sounds interesting. And so for folks who don't know what that is, can you describe it a little bit?
Yeah, as you know, talks and conversations get really complicated. And you might walk away from them thinking, what did I miss? What did I misunderstand? And I think that's an easy place to be, that you're missing something. And so, this concept of two people, four conversations involves the first person or partner will say what they say, the words are expressed and out there. And then there's the internal dialogue that we have that's filled with judgments or self criticism or
Mhm.
bias in some way. And that's our internal dialogue. Then there's the other person's out external talk and the words that they use.
Mhm.
And then there's their own internal dialogue that they are hearing themselves say to themselves.
Yeah.
So we're really working with four dialogues going on simultaneously, giving us lots of perplexing information that maybe not even jives because your outside talk does not match what you're thinking inward.
Okay. All right. And can you kind of share a little bit about um, how you might explain this to clients so that way they kind of have a sense of this? Maybe just a little more on that.
Yeah, I think a really good time in our session um, is when you notice that there's a conflict, that they're going back and forth, really getting nowhere, vying for their position, and someone is very, very passionate about something about the topic they're talking about. And that's really a perfect time to dive into what do you notice yourself saying to yourself in your
Hmm.
mind?
Yeah.
What's going on inside? And that reveals the self talk that they are reacting to
Right.
because that internal talk will show up, even though it's silent and you're saying it to yourself, it shows up with attitude, it shows up with body language. And so you know there's something else going on. And that's when I address it. And I ask them, what are you saying to yourself? What do you notice? What are you aware of that's going on inside in your own mind? And then I
Yeah.
check in with both partners,
Great.
the same thing. So you can present at that point saying, so we're dealing with four conversations. This gets complicated. Let's unravel this a little bit.
Mm.
And that's when we start in with it. It's a,
Okay. All right. And so that's helpful to hear a little bit of the detail about kind of the framework or the structure of it. And so, what might that look like in session? Like, do you have an example of what that might look like, kind of soup to nuts in session?
yeah. Okay, to just summarize something, I did have a case a couple of days ago where the couple came in and they started talking about a hot topic. The topic was immigration. It could have been anything from what kind of cake you like to, to anything. But
Yeah.
this was on immigration. And the wife started getting very passionate and heels stuck in the sand kind of positioning about you have to do it and understand it my way. And we didn't really understand the strength of that position until we asked her, what's going on?
Mm,
Is it that's making you feel so strong about
right.
this position? And then she went on to reveal what was going up on in her mind about how important it is to include everybody, to not be biased in any way or make someone feel marginalized, because her experience was growing up, her mother was marginalized, and she watched that happen. And even as an 8-year old, she noticed it and saw
Mm,
how her mother was pushed aside and not treated the way other people were treated. And so she becomes very, very passionate about this. And it shows up even in the present with her marriage. And I
okay.
think that was a turning point for all of
Yeah.
us, the
Yeah.
husband and myself, about why this has become such an issue for her. This
All
margin.
right. Yeah, it sounds like this is really powerful and it can really shift some things in terms of understanding between members of the partners, in a couple.
Yeah. I mean, something's going on, and I guess it's our job to figure out how do we get them to share that with us. So,
Certainly.
yeah.
Yeah. And so we're going to end in a moment, but if there are just any takeaways that you have for folks who have been listening to what you've shared today.
The first one that I think of as we talk again about this issue is that don't be afraid of conflict. Conflict can be rich in giving us opportunities to show us a new way. We're going to, you married this person at some point, you found that this was a great connection. Where are we right now?
Mm,
So use that conflict not as an avoidant person who stays away from conflict, but let's use it to confront it. What is going on that he or I or we are so, needing to get our opinion taken on? This opportunity is the greatest opportunity that we can have. Conflict is the great opportunity for growth and for thriving as a couple. So don't be afraid of it. Embrace it. And then, of course, becoming more aware of the 4-part dialogue. Check in with yourself. Notice what you're saying to yourself. That makes all the difference in the world. And maybe be curious enough to ask your partner what's going on inside his mind so that you can both become aware.
Yeah, I love this. I love this so much. This is super. I found it super helpful. This framing that really to helps increase the awareness about not just about our partners, but about ourselves. So I want to thank you for this time today. And if people want to hear more from you or connect with you, how can they find you, Barbara?
Well, I have a website at barbaraisraels.com. I'm also on Instagram under Barbara Israels, and I do have a YouTube channel that I just started. So between any of those, I guess my email, Barbara Israels MFT at gmail.com, and the website. I think that would be a great way. I look forward to meeting anybody.
Fantastic. Well, for everyone, you have all those ways to get in touch with Barbara if you'd like to do that. Barbara, once again, I really want to thank you for this time today and sharing about this really kind of different way of understanding communication. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. It was fun to be on.